Tonight on CTV, CSU and Fort Collins are in the heat of election season. Find out who the candidates are and how to vote.
Plus, forget opening day. The CSU Logging Club hosted its annual competition today, and we have you covered.
And see how this bus is giving back to the community. All this and more tonight on CTV.
Good evening, Fort Collins. I'm Janae Hancock, filling in for Marlo Lundock.
And I'm Crist. It's the time of the year to have your voice heard in student government. Elections for the next president and vice president of the Associated Students of CSU are approaching, and Ren Wadsworth has all the latest on the candidates running.
The race for the next student body president and vice president kicked off with the annual debate on the plaza. This year, there are 5 pairs in the running for president and vice president: Dominic Quintana and Ali Amar, Flint Corliss and Matt Mount, Joshua Johnson and Joshua Griffin, Benjamin Amundsen and Alex Ferris, and Samuel Brown and Madison Taylor. Additionally, Connor Hendrick is running unopposed for Speaker of the Senate on a platform that aims to make people more aware of who and what ASCSU does.
The role of the Speaker of the Senate is not only to lead Senate, but also lead the voice of CSU as a whole.
Corliss and Mount want to ensure that self-care is a priority at CSU and want to make sure student voices are heard. They want communication between Senate and the student body to increase through creating a safe environment where students feel safe to express their opinions and concerns.
If elected, when we're searching for a cabinet, we're actually going to email every club asking for them to apply to try to get every organization to reach their networks, so that way our application can get out to the most amount of people.
Changing U+2 and opening student fee decisions up to the student body is the platform Braun and Taylor ran on. They plan to make the student-wide vote a reality through referendum and say they have lots of pull towards making U+2 pass in City Council.
We're so excited to be here. We're just getting started. We still have 2 more weeks of this, and we are pumped. We are so excited to talk to students, listen to their feedback, all the things they have to say, all the things they want to change at CSU. So to the student body, you can bet on Braun Taylor for a better tomorrow.
Johnson and Griffin are running a platform of transparency between students and the Senate. They plan to make students more aware of decisions made in Senate through online platforms and a free app called J2 for You.
If elected, Josh Griffin and I have spent our time talking to the students who aren't heard already, and now we can bring it to you on this bigger scale with that app I told you about, J2 for You.
Changing parking on campus and changing the U+2 law are 2 of Amundsen and Ferrison's main concern. They plan to change parking by expecting freshmen to ride the bus, eliminating freshman parking, and giving the freshman parking spaces to commuters instead. Additionally, they plan to change U+2 by continuing to work with City Council members.
We're not here to pander, to go to a certain group and make them like us. We're just here to be ourselves, and we hope that people believe in us.
Quintanara and Amar want ASCSU to be a resource for students. They want to be more engaged with the student body in order to make the Senate more aware of student issues. Their campaign runs with an emphasis on expanding awareness regarding inclusivity and diversity.
This is about the future of CSU, and our platforms are the future and the change for all us students. If you're a Ram, you're the future, you're CSU. And I want y'all to know, Quintana and Amar will really get our campus far.
With CTV, I'm Ren Wadsworth.
The final debate will be held April 3rd in the Laurie Student Center Theater. You can vote on RamWeb from April 8th through the 10th. And despite the election season, ASCSU is still in full swing. In last night's session, Senate passed a bill that will give $35,000 to add a new study area between the library and the Student Center. They also discussed the possibility of funding e-bikes for CSU police and solar panels for the LSC. More information about last night's Senate session can be found at collegian.com.
Spring truly is election season for CSU students as the Fort Collins City Council race closes at 7 in the evening next Tuesday. Last year, less than 30% of the Fort Collins population voted in the local election. Today was the last day for mail-in ballots, but there's still plenty of time to research candidates and to cast your vote. To learn more about the candidates, the Collegian offers an election guide available on their website as well as voting locations.
Emergency responders recovered the body of a man at Horsetooth Reservoir earlier today. After receiving a welfare check for a home on Centennial Drive, police didn't find the resident inside, but did find a body at the base of a cliff near the home. The sheriff's office is investigating his death as a possible suicide. More information will be released as the investigation is ongoing. If you or someone you know is contemplating self-harm, you can reach out to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at the number below.
A former farm is being developed into almost 250 homes on Timberline Road across from Bacon Elementary School. The site is waiting for approval on its preliminary design plans, which we're seeing now. The plan would zone out 100 single-family detached homes, which you can see in blue and red, 80 attached homes, which are in purple, and about 72 family homes shown in green. This site is also next to 2 other residential projects that are currently working their way through the city.
In response to his support of the National Popular Vote Bill, some Coloradoans are trying to remove Governor Jared Polis. Recall, Colorado Governor Jared Polis is a closed Facebook group that jumped to more than 30,000 members in the past month, which is about 600,000 people short of getting a recall issue on the next state ballot. Some of the members may have disagreements that go beyond policy. Through the Greeley Tribune reported, one of the leaders of the effort to recall Colorado's Jewish governor has a history of sharing anti-Semitic posts on Facebook, and other posts stated Hitler was good to the German people.
In Fort Collins, the skunks are not only stinking cute, they're also covered in rabies. In fact, according to the Coloradoan, Larimer County has more reported cases of rabies this year than all of Colorado combined. And as of Tuesday, all 13 cases this year were found in skunks. Last year, there were 52 reported cases of rabies, the highest number in Fort Collins since 2013. Larimer County residents are required to vaccinate their animals with the rabies shot because it's a deadly virus. People usually get the disease if they're bitten by an infected animal, but only 1 to 2 human deaths are reported each year. For more information about how to prevent rabies, you can visit larimer.org/health.
Email scams are on the rise across the nation and at CSU. In an email to the CSU community, the public safety team warned that people are still seeing scam attempts in their inboxes. According to Source, some scammers are targeting international students with threats of deportation. Some things to keep an eye out for are requests for payment and personal information, sometimes accompanied by threats. Some people have even seen unsolicited job offers that often require you to purchase something for the job. If you are concerned, you might be or have been targeted. Source.colostate.edu has more information on these scams.
If I told you that 13 schools, including one from Canada, came to Fort Collins to compete in a logging competition, would you believe me? What if I said it's also the largest competition in the western United States? The CSU Logging Club has been hard at work these past 2 days as they've been hosting and competing in the 80th annual Timber Sports Conclave, where they have a mix of events.
Basically what we do, it's a pretty old sport. We take traditional logging practices like chopping, crosscut sawing, chainsaws, and we do them for sport and for time instead of
C or D. Take a quick break, get a drink and a snack.
Like wood identification, dendrology, so like tree identification, like traverse with compasses and trying to size up timber stands and everything like that.
This conclave is the largest in the western United States, to the point where schools across the United States come to compete, as well as one student who came all the way from Canada.
I mean, every year conclave it's a fun time to see everyone. You get to see your friends again, and there's just such a great sportsman spirit to it. Like, it's competitive, but everyone's also very supportive, especially being by myself the other day for the axe throw. Everyone was cheering me on. So it's just a great environment. It's a good time.
The main event happened yesterday, where one male from each school was selected to compete in the Steel Collegiate Qualifier Series to see who gets to compete nationally. But for the past 2 years, they have also made an unofficial steel competition for women.
We decided that to make it more fair, we kind of do like a mock steel series. So we have 3 events instead of 4, but just kind of like give the ladies something to do too, because we're here, we're working, we know this stuff too, and there's just no official steel competition for us to be in on the collegiate level, but we decided to kind of make an unofficial one.
This event will go on throughout tomorrow, where they will be doing their final event, which is log rolling. The CSU logging sports team is always looking for new members, and if you're interested in log rolling or any of their other events, you can email their president, Galen Burr, at the email below. I'm now joined here with sports anchor Ethan Bird, and for those of you who don't know, me and Ethan covered tennis on the weekend, so
that we do.
We do like watching sports. What'd you think of this sport, Ethan?
I'll tell you what, I think this is just a testament to how sports can be played in, not really, I mean, I guess they're played, but you can compete in any way. If you can win it, it's a sport, and it's, I think it's really cool that anybody can be included in a sport, and these logging sports are definitely one of them.
Yeah, Janae, what did you think about this? I mean, it was pretty crazy watching them saw that fast on these logs.
I definitely wouldn't be able to do it. I feel like I need to go to the gym after watching that, actually. But I know I wouldn't be able to do it, but it's definitely a sport. Yeah,
it's a crazy sport. It's been going on for almost 80 years now with the Fort Collins team, so it's a really cool sport.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Well, stay tuned to find out your weekly weather forecast with Sydney Wicker coming up next.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream, that I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly, just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Hello Rams and welcome back from the break. I'm Sydney Wicker here to give you a rundown on the weather happening around campus. Let's start by taking a look at your current conditions. Currently it's 54 degrees outside with a slight wind coming in from the southwest, and the precipitation's at about 30%, and there's a 30% chance that we'll be seeing some rain tonight, especially with all that humidity in the air. Earlier today, the sun was out and the skies were blue. Many students were trying to appreciate the sunshine and moving to study outside, and the grass is slowly starting to turn green, but unfortunately we won't be seeing any flowers starting to bloom anytime soon. But if we look at your overnight lows, we'll start in Fort Collins at 37, 40 in Denver, 38 in Colorado Springs, and 41 in Pueblo. If we look into the western region, it's 29 in Craig, 31 in Vail, 43 in Grand Junction, 25 in Gunnison, 26 in Telluride, and 31 in Alamosa. Looking at tomorrow's highs, we've got some scattered weather across the I-25 corridor, 49 in Fort Collins, 53 in Denver, 55 in Colorado Springs, and warming up to 63 in Pueblo. And looking at tomorrow's forecast, we've got scattered thunderstorms for the day with a high of 49 and a low of 29. There's going to be some wind at about 20 miles per hour coming in from the east-northeast region, and lots of precipitation in the air. Taking a look at your 5-day forecast, Saturday is going to be 45 and a little cloudy, and it's going to be 25 as the low. Sunday it's going to be 52 as the high and 28 as the low. And looking at Monday, the start of April Fool's Day, it's going to be 62 degrees with a low of 34. And looking at Tuesday, it's going to be cloudy, but it's going to be warm with 68 degrees. Well, with this warm weather warming up, Ethan, you know what that means. Baseball is in full swing.
That it is. And really, it's just so exciting. As the weather warms up, so do the bats. And opening day was today, and we had, I mean, really a gift of a day of baseball. I mean, anything that you like to see in a day?
Yeah, absolutely. I loved seeing the Tigers get a win today. I'm a Detroit girl, so I loved seeing them beat the Blue Jays 2-0, and it was great to see Miggy come back for his first game of the season.
Yeah, Miguel Cabrera has always been a huge icon to the game and a really big role model to a lot of players coming into the league. So seeing him come back today, I think, was a special moment for a lot of baseball fans.
Yeah, for sure. And the Rockies also got a win today. I know you were excited about that.
Yeah, that they did. Big Rockies guy over here. But I will have that and a whole lot more in my segment coming up next.
Yes, well, Ram fans, that is all I have for you, but don't go anywhere because coming up next, Ethan will have all your sports information and all you do need to know from opening day. Don't go anywhere.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. I'm Ethan Bird, filling in for Jared Stratton, and it is the best day of the year. No, it's not Christmas, not Halloween, not even your birthday. It's opening day, baby. And with a crazy offseason of blockbuster trades and record-setting contract extensions, the table is set for the season to go down in the books, and it all starts today. So let's break down the action. The first game of the season was an NL East matchup that we should all keep an eye on for the remainder of the season. The New York Mets visited the Washington Nationals at 11:05 this morning with 2018 Cy Young winner Jacob deGrom taking the mound for the Mets against runner-up from last year Max Scherzer. This was a pitcher's duel that was expected. deGrom fanned 10 and 6 innings while Scherzer struck out 12 and 7 2/3, giving up 2 runs. Edwin Diaz made an impressive Mets debut as he earned the save, and the Mets shut out the Nats 2-0. Continuing with opening day, after signing an 8-year, $260 million extension with the Colorado Rockies, all eyes were on Nolan Arenado as the hometown Rocks took on the Marlins at Marlins Park. And he went 1 for 5. But Trevor Story did his Trevor Story thing by hitting a solo blast in the top of the 5th to cap off the Rockies' scoring surge. Fresh off a record-setting 2018, Kyle Freeland picked up right where he left off, going for 7 innings and giving up only 1 run, earning his first win of the season. The Rockies ended up winning 6-3. Currently, the reigning World Series champions Red Sox are taking on the Mariners in Seattle, and the score is 3-8. But don't 3-8 Mariners. But don't count out the Red Sox just yet. With a lineup that includes JD Martinez and Mookie Betts, anything can happen. Moving on, as one season begins, another is coming to an end. This NBA season has been nothing short of memorable. Here's the playoff picture as it stands today. In the West, the Warriors, Nuggets, Trailblazers, Rockets, and Clippers have all punched their tickets to the playoffs, and in the East, the Bucks, Raptors, 76ers, Pacers, and Celtics have punched theirs. These seems to be set outside of the 4 and 5 seeds, which is separated by only 1.5 games. Expect Kyrie Irving and Celtics to duke it out with the Pacers for that 4 spot for the rest of the season. The West, on the other hand, could see some real shaking up. The Nuggets and Warriors are separated by only a half game for the West top spot, and only 4.5 games separate the 4th through 8th seeds, and with 2 weeks left in a season that ends on March 10th, expect every team in the West to be fighting for a higher seed. I would keep an eye on the Clippers, who have gone 9-1 in their last 10 games. They're just 2 games behind the Rockets and the 4th seed, and 2.5 games behind the Blazers and the 3rd seed. This has been a roller coaster of a season that will only get crazier in the last couple weeks leading up to an NBA playoff that will not disappoint. Now, moving on to Colorado softball. The Rams won their 15th straight game on Tuesday against the University of Northern Colorado Bears 4-3 in extra innings. The Bears took the lead in the bottom of the 3rd 1-0. In the 5th, Danny Klein doubled and was scored by a Tara Shadowin sac fly to tie the game at 1. The Bears would then answer with a run of their own to go up 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th. And then with just 2 outs left in the game for the Rams, Ashley Ruiz came through with an RBI single in the top of the 7th to tie the game and force extras. The extra inning heroics came courtesy of Haley Donaldson and Karina Gamboa, who both RBI doubled in the top of the 8th inning, giving the Rams a 4-2 lead. The Bears would continue to threaten by scoring a run in the bottom of the 8th, but failed to score another, ending the game and improving the Rams' record to 24-4. The Rams will next take on the Utah State Aggies in a 3-game series Friday through Sunday. Now, it wouldn't be a Thursday night sports show without a 1-minute challenge. Hopefully I make Jared proud on this one. So without further ado, roll the timer. ABC announced that Patrick Mahomes will be joining them in the booth for their coverage of the NFL draft. What can't that guy do? Rob Gronkowski announced his retirement from the NFL on Sunday after 9 NFL seasons, and his agent has not ruled out a late-season comeback? Looks like a page out of Brett Favre's playbook. And speaking of coming back from retirement, John Gruden announced that the door is open for Marshawn Lynch comeback in Oakland. In the NBA, Chris Bosh had his jersey retired for the Miami Heat. Joseph Nurkic suffered the most gruesome basketball injury since Kevin Ware. Do not look it up after this. You will regret it. Thoughts and prayers with Nurkic for a quick recovery and comeback. And to no one's surprise, the Warriors have reached 50 wins for the 6th season in a row. Devastating news for the Cleveland Indians came yesterday as their star shortstop Francisco Lindor injured his ankle running the base paths and is out indefinitely. The injury bug has been in the air. Diamondbacks outfielder Steven Souza Jr. left the game and tore his left ACL, LCL, PCL, PLC. He will miss the whole of the 2019 season. Whew. Wow. Jared makes that look a lot harder than it is. Big props to that guy. Well, Rams, that is all the time that I have left. Make sure to check out thecollegian.com. Follow us on Twitter at sports_CTV to stay updated on everything in CSU sports. I'm Ethan Bird, and it has been a pleasure. Make sure to stay tuned to find out how you can put your spring cleaning to good use. Coming up next.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Okay, so we drowned the fire.
Yep.
Stirred it. Drowned it again. And now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
Good evening, Rams. I'm Jen, filling in for Lauren Orcutt this evening, here to serve up your entertainment news for the week. Even more changes are coming to the downtown artery, according to the Coloradoan. The artery has gotten rid of popular events like art night, karaoke, and open mic nights. Kent Bradley, the co-founder and broad chair of the artery, said, "We want to do something for the community, but recognize at the end of the day, it has to pay bills." The free events weren't profitable and put a financial strain on the venue. Representative of the artery met with Fort Collins Economic Health Finance and Cultural Service Department to discuss possible solutions. But according to Andrew Snyder, previous managing director for the artery, the city had little to no support for their financial transition. New management is working on ways to remain a free space for artists while still making money. The Old Town Library is offering more than books to check out. They're offering seeds too. The Seed Library allows members to check out packets of vegetables, herbs, or fruit seeds to take home and plant. The library is working with the city's gardening class and has information on their classes next to the Seed Library. Well, it looks like the Old Town Library is springing into the warmer weather with their encouragement to start gardening this spring. It's spring cleaning time, and I've been looking for a fun way to clean your closet and give back to the community. Janae Hancock has you covered. Janae? Stuff the Bus is back to help you help others. With the new start to a new season comes spring cleaning. The bus is back this year to help you donate for a good cause. This brown Transport bus is traveling around Fort Collins to make a difference in someone's life.
So Stuff the Bus is a partnership between Homeward Alliance and Transport, and basically consists of a drive, survival gear and non-perishable food drive throughout the city. Transport is helping us by providing buses, helping us organizing the event.
I've been following Homeward Alliance on Facebook and throughout the community since they were homeless gear years ago, and we just drop stuff off as we have it.
The Homeward Alliance website states that there are 378 people experiencing long-term homelessness for 6 months or longer in Fort Collins. 1,500 children experience homelessness every year in certain Fort Collins and Loveland school districts.
So we're talking about adults, we're talking about seniors, we're talking about children, we're talking about single mothers. And these are people that live in Fort Collins, and we as a community have a responsibility to support them.
Stuff the Bus will only be traveling for one more day, tomorrow from 1 to 4 in the afternoon at Brinkman Construction. Back to you, Jen.
Thanks, Janae. Calling all witches and wizards, the Lyric has rolled out their lineup for spring outdoor movie screenings, including all of the 8 Harry Potter movies. June 5th is when the showing for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone will play on the big screen. Every movie will play chronologically through July 24th, so make sure to bring your wand and cup of butterbeer to enjoy the show in full Moogle fashion.
So Jen, before we end off the show, we do have to take a look at that new Colorado logo. Why don't you tell me a little bit about it?
It's definitely a bold and colorful one. I really enjoy this one just because it does captivate how environmentally friendly and sustainable Colorado is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looking at the old one compared to the new one, the old one was good. I mean, I liked it, but it's so simple compared to the new one. The new one has all the colors, has the logo, the Colorado Sea there, much better, and I just really think this new one is a lot higher quality, and I think it's really nice.
Definitely. Well, that's all the time we have for this evening. Tune in to the Monday Night Sports Show next week for your basketball highlights. Same time, same channel, more news from the people you know.